I'm sure everybody is aware of the shamble in Nigeria concerning insecurity. Can you please comment on the general insecurity challenge in Southeast?
The insecurity in Nigeria is worrisome. But the good luck is that Mr. President Muhammad Buhari is on top of the situation. And luckily for us, with the change of the leadership of the service chiefs, my understanding is that there is now more synergy. They are cooperating better than they used to. They are the former service chiefs. And that cooperation will translate to better performance and that will cushion the general insecurity in the land, because it's painful that from north to south, from east to west, there's one insecurity or the other. It started with the Boko Haram in the northeast. Today we'll talk of banditry in the northwest. We'll talk of herdsmen, farmers clashes in the north central and southeast, southwest. And then suddenly the IPOP and the eastern, their arm, wing, called the Eastern Network. I'm worried about them because when you look back years, you see that we have a vibrant region called the Southeast, where the people on daily basis are working hard, very innovative, trying to improve the conditions in the place, training youths that today we are all over the country. I do not know that town in Nigeria where there's no one Igbo man or woman. And we also, without being immodest, we can call ourselves true patriots because we live in every part of the country and we invest in every part of the country. So I'm one of those who take exception to what Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is saying. Exception in the sense that he's living in an illusion, as if all of us Igbos will come back to a country that there will be more happiness. The happiness can be generated as well in the whole country, because we are one of the beneficiaries of the growth of Lagos. We are not the beneficiaries of the growth of Kano. We are one of the beneficiaries of the growth of Abuja. And we have also our own growth taking place in different parts of Igbo land. The Onitsha is still an industrial and a commercial city. Aba is still an industrial and a commercial city, with all the zones, all the towns are joining in that. So which means if there's anywhere we require peace, it should be in the Southeast. Yes, I share some of the pains, I say some of the challenges. What I know is that the world is in a sequence. Today, yes, that we are not among the service chiefs. It's not the end of the road. There was a time, in these past 21 years of democracy, there was a time when we had the Chief of Army Staff, we had the Secretary to Government, we had the Senate President, we have Minister of Power, we have Minister of relevant ministries, transport and others. Did it translate to a better life in Igbo land? It did not. So for whatever happens in this regime, let us march on. Because if Nigeria grows, we'll be one of the most greatest beneficiaries. The former President Jonathan, he ruled for about 5-6 years. Is there any transformation that took place in Bayelsa? That's my worry. Are you saying that because Buhari is a president that everybody in Katsina is prospering? No. That's my worry. My worry is the collective development of the country should be central. Because anywhere it goes well, we have one of the greatest beneficiaries. And if you are talking Biafra, I will ask you, are you trying to achieve it through peace? If you say yes, I say okay. Then the process of peace is different from what Nnamdi Kanu is advocating. If you want to achieve it through armed struggle, it's also very wrong. Because in the armed struggle, you have to have the capacity to have a factory where you manufacture your feeding bottle to take to your officers in the front, where you have to manufacture your mess pan, because the man who is in trench cannot cook food. He cannot go to fetch firewood. He cannot even wash his clothes. If you want to deploy people in the trenches, you must prepare and get ready. It is not by sitting abroad and telling stories because there is unemployment in the country. There are idle hands. The same method Boko Haram was using to recruit people, we are using it again. I disagree with that. What I'm appealing to them is that yes, there's hardship in the country. Yes, there is gross unemployment. Yes, there's hopelessness. There's despondency. It is not peculiar to the Igbo people. If you count what they call Human Development Index, school enrollment, mortality rate, access to hospital, we are not the worst off. That's the truth of the matter. The poverty level, we are not the worst off. So each country had passed through these phases. And from this phase, then, each country goes to the other phase of prosperity and growth. And we must all put hands together to do that. But if you keep on, you go here, you bomb down the police post, you bomb down the INEC office, you are deceiving yourself. You are trying to make yourself more underdevelopment. You are trying to create more unemployment. You are trying to create hardship and fear.
Sir, you mentioned that the Eastern Security Network.
Yes.
We'll get back to that, but let's go to Imo State. Until now, Imo has been very peaceful. What do you have to say are the implications of this insecurity on the people, the state, and the economy?
Imo is not peculiar. There has been the same insecurity in Eboy, in Enugu even. So, in Enugu, a retired judge of the High Court was normally, he's a retired person. He doesn't have the appurtenances of the security before, but driving in the daytime on the street, he was pulled down and shot. So it's not peculiar to Imo. So nothing peculiar about Imo. So anybody that trying to locate Imo doesn't know that what we should try to do is to nip the security on the board, to plead with our brothers who unwittingly is driving an overdrive. We'll call them back and say, look, we know there's hardship, there's gross unemployment, but that's not the end of the road. Please, 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 let's find other ways to advance and prosper. That is it.
The government is already after the Eastern Security Network. Do they have evidences?
When they shot Ikonso, Nnamdi Kanu did not say he's not one of us. They owned up that is a commander. So we're not talking black, we're talking about black and white. Dragon, they did say dragon is not theirs. So it's not about question of juju or herbalist told you or pastor told you. No, the practical events, and we're pleading with them. They are our brothers. I'm one of those who are pleading with them. That please, people say you cannot, because there's starvation. You throw cough out of your mouth and swallow it back. It cannot be food. That's my advice as an elder. Yes, you hate President Buhari, you like him. He must go in the next 2 years. And luckily, we have a country where when power changes and you might find good or worse, you pray for good governance. Then even the Buhari himself has an agricultural program whereby each community, if they organize themselves as farmers, both new and old, you get their farm cleared for you, they give you new seedlings, they give you fertilizer, they give you extension workers that will advise you on how best to manage the farm, and when you come to production, they take it away. They are now borrowing 995 million euro. What is it meant for? To buy all manner of farm implements, to be located in all the local governments in the country, and processing plants, so that if you produce tomato, they will allow it to rot away. You have somewhere to process it. When they want to locate it, and you are fighting, you are calling yourself EC and IPOP, and you are fighting, where would they locate the one for Olu if there's fighting in Olu? Where would they locate the one in the local government in Enugu if there's fighting in Enugu? Those local governments that are peaceful, will have their own located and they will start functioning. And when the loan is going to be paid, it is a federal government loan. Whether you benefited or not, you are going to pay the loan from your money. Those are the risk of what Nnamdi Kanu and co is doing. They don't go gnashing teeth. No group in the world has succeeded by gnashing teeth. If the Jews have done so, the Jews won't be one of the most prosperous. But then they went back, used their intellect, trained their people, moved to all parts of the world again, and they are useful wherever they are. And they prospered, and they returned a huge chunk of money back to Israel as remittance. Can we do it by fighting? So anybody who is doing that, yes, I share the agony. I share the challenges. I cannot say it doesn't exist, but I'm saying that the routes they are following cannot help us. I never helped. I'm a student of history. I don't go on prophecy. Dibe told me, Babalawo told me, Malam told me, Pastor told me. I don't go that way. I live on what has happened to the past. Those who suffer like us, how did they come out of suffering? They prospered by their ingenuity, by their talent, by their hard work, by endurance.
Goodluck was killed in Imo State. What are the implications of his killing to the commoners?
Goodluck is my very good friend. He pained me. I was one of those who are crying. It's like, what is happening all over the country? I'm telling you, please, don't do cherry picking. The death of Goodluck is as important as the death of the 3-year-old boy that they kidnapped from Islamia. That boy has a parent. They are relations. So let's not cherry pick. Let's not cherry pick. Let's not encourage bitterness. Let's not cultivate bitterness. If you cultivate bitterness, you get bitterness. If you cultivate happiness, you get happiness. If you cultivate prosperity, you get prosperity. Tell them not to cultivate bitterness. It doesn't help. No group had advanced by cultivating bitterness. A lot of people are putting their heads together. How best to let these young boys to know that the solution they have is not solution.